Guys, you want to watch this? I'll just put it up on the screen for a second, then you tell me if you want in. I got some Schaub today. Do you want some Schaub?
Yes.
Yay or nay? Now, this one, I've got Schaub drama. I've got Dana White, Brendan Schaub. I got a little UFC fighter and the kid gimmick going on here. Let's see what the chat thinks. Oh boy, says Trucker 18-wheeler. Curly Adams says, yeah. Marquise says, yes. Everybody wants a little Brendan Schaub, Dana White. Let's start with UFC 279. Brendan Schaub said something just remarkably fucking stupid. I mean, just... And what I should say is Brendan Schaub did a very Brendan Schaub thing. I don't even need to say remarkably stupid.
The usual.
He came up with a dumb shit conspiracy theory that the UFC told Khamzat Chimaev to come in overweight and not make weight so that they could make Nate Diaz Tony Ferguson and then he could fight Kevin Holland because people weren't interested in the pay-per-view and they needed to sell tickets.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that was Brendan Schaub's theory.
Oh, that sounds like such a good take.
Oh, my God. You know what you do if you're a promoter is less than 24 hours before the event, you just start fucking with your event. That's totally what you do.
And then demote it to like a not as cool event.
Absolutely. Yeah, you just make it not what you promised people. You purposely piss off all of your fans by not giving them what they wanted.
And they were paying for it.
Yeah,
okay?
I mean, does Brendan Schaub think for 5 fucking seconds before he opens his mouth with a take?
No.
It's remarkable. I think what we need to really bow before and what we really need to appreciate is the power of Joe Rogan. Because Joe Rogan is the sole reason that this sack of shit has a show and any popularity.
Yep.
The only reason. Rogan's got a part of his fan base that no matter whatever he likes, they're going to like. Even if they are confronted with the fact that this man is an oaf. They're going to say, no, he's great. He's awesome. I love Brendan.
Because Joe supports him.
Because they're worried Joe will find out they don't like Brendan. And then Joe will be mad at them. And they know what Joe be mad at them.
Nope.
These are gorillas we're talking about, basically. So Brendan comes up with another stupid fucking theory. And if anybody knows anything about Brendan Schaub's history with talking about combat sports, he's one of the worst analysts of all time. McGregor was going to knock out Mayweather, can't get fighters' names right, fucks up his predictions all the time, has takes that are demonstrably false with a simple Google or YouTube search, and then comes up with dipshit ideas like UFC 279 was sabotaged by UFC on purpose because they thought the fans would be cool with it.
Nope. I will tell you, my first instinct when I heard that guy missed by 7.5 pounds, which that is not an accident in my opinion. That sounds intentional, but on his part.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't ready.
He says like the doctor told him to stop losing weight or some shit. I just think he was remarkably undisciplined.
Yeah, that doesn't happen like day of like weigh-ins. You don't miss by 7.5 pounds.
Without knowing that
That takes days to put that on.
Let's go ahead and watch. Let's watch where this all started. Dana White Dana White finds out about this conspiracy theory that they purposely fucked with it. Now, if I'm Dana White, I don't even give this thing the time of day. It's so stupid.
No.
But he falsely blames Pat Miletich for it, and then when he's told who actually said it, I got to say, Dana had a pretty funny response.
And Khamzat came in on weight. I mean, when he landed here, he was lighter than he was his last fight, and he made weight. So I heard this thing today, and again, I don't know how true it is or whatever, that like Pat Miletich was saying that this thing was, we told Khamzat not to make weight because we weren't selling tickets and we weren't. The fucking show was sold out going into that day of the weigh-ins. I don't know if Pat really said that, but if he did, he has to be the dumbest motherfucker on the planet.
Now remember, as he's saying this about Pat Miletich, this is what Brendan Schaub legitimately said about UFC 279. It's a remarkably dumb take.
I mean, you know how fucking stupid you have to be to even think something like that, let alone say it publicly and act like you're fucking serious.
Notice how upset and angry he is when he thinks Pat Miletich said it.
Oh, yeah.
Keep in mind, remember this for when the reveal comes and somebody tells him it's Brendan Schaub. He's worked up, he's fired up, he's angry, he can't stop talking about how stupid it is, how you got to be the dumbest motherfucker alive if you think that.
He's insulted.
He's insulted by Pat Miletich. Now just wait for the big reveal.
We're regulated by the Athletic Commission. And if you think that we told Hamzat Chimaev to not make weight, then Hamzat shows up and the fans are all pissed off at him and stuff, and he's going to just, and knowing, if you know anything about the sport, this is a guy that was actually in the sport, training and fighting and everything else. If Pat really said that, it's fucking, holy shit. We might have to send him out to the fucking clinic here, the brain clinic, get him fucking checked out.
So, when he finds out it's Pat Miletich, he goes on an otherworldly rant. He's surprised. He's shocked. He can't believe Pat would say something like that.
It's ridiculous.
Get ready for the reveal.
All right, buddy. Done with me?
I believe that was Brendan Schaub who said that.
It was what?
Brendan Schaub who made up that conspiracy.
Oh, it wasn't Pat Miletich?
I think so.
Well, I apologize to Pat Miletich then. That makes sense.
So you see the respect that Dana White has for Pat Miletich, that it actually hurt him.
Yeah.
And he was surprised and taken by shock that Pat Miletich would say something that utterly fucking stupid.
Right, because he had respected this guy.
And says Pat should have his brain checked out for CTE. When he finds out it's Brendan Schaub, all of that anger goes away. He smiles and goes, oh, that makes sense.
Yep.
So if you're Pat Miletich, you feel good. You're like, oh, if I said something remarkably stupid, then Dana would be surprised and angry. But if you're Brendan, now this shit bounces off of Brendan because he's too dumb to know when he's taking an L.
Yep.
That is one thing I will give Brendan. His stupidity isolates him like a cocoon of retard. It stops him from having to take an L in anything.
It keeps him safe, yeah.
In this dumb bitch's mind, he's undefeated.
Yep, and now Dana's at peace with it because he's like, oh, well, nobody takes that guy seriously.
He finds out that it's Pat Miletich, and he's like, that sack of shit. Finds out it's Brendan Schaub. He goes, oh, par for the course. Oh, okay.
Makes sense, guys.
It's like if Pat Miletich dunked on him, he'd be like, fucking Pat Miletich dunked on me. But if Brendan Schaub dunked on him, he's like, well, yeah, he's retarded. He's in a wheelchair. I let him do it, obviously. That's totally fine.
Yeah, he's treating Brendan almost like a small child that doesn't know any better.
Do you know how little of a threat you are to someone that when they find out you said something potentially damaging to their company, they go, oh, that idiot. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you're not super important, huh?
And Brent, we're going to play Brendan's response in a second here. It's a lot longer. Yeah, it's a lot longer.
Okay.
Brendan has no idea how bad this makes him look.
So he's not self-aware at all.
Oh, no. You're going to get some peak Brendan. And then we'll throw in, for a little peppering, we're going to throw in a little Ariel Helwani's response to the whole thing.
Okay, thank God.
By the way, I watched Ariel Helwani's interview with Triple H recently. Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good.
Ariel does a good job.
Ariel is remarkable at his job.
Yep.
Bye.
There you go.
It ends in laughter.
The whole room. Yeah, you're right. Let's go back to that. The entire room busts out in laughter at Brendan Schaub's expense. And then remember that for when we play Brendan's response.
How about the fact that whole room's listening to Dana go off on this Pat guy?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, wait till he finds out. They're just sitting back waiting for him to stop ranting for 2 seconds so they can tell him. So they're all just sitting back like, oh.
You know, there's one guy there who's ready to raise his hand and say it's Pat. And there's like a veteran reporter like Kevin Iole going, kid, let him go off. It's going to make the reveal that much better.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Done with me?
I believe that was Brendan Schaub who said that.
It was what?
Brendan Schaub who made up that conspiracy.
Oh, it wasn't Pat Miletich?
I think so.
Well, I apologize to Pat Miletich then. That makes sense. Bye.
The whole room of the media is laughing at Brendan Schaub. I have never seen a man more unanimously not taken seriously in my life.
I know.
Than Brendan. And what a bad week it's been for Brendan. Dana White shits on him. The whole MMA media shits on him. Ariel gets to shit on him again. Yep. Theo Vaughn leaves his show because he can't be seen around Brendan anymore.
He's giving everyone reason to like just keep piling on.
And that's not even the worst. The worst is yet to come for Brendan when this dumb sack of shit ends up losing a lawsuit to fucking Unique. That's going to be the worst. You're going to lose a lawsuit to Kyle.
How about you
from
not?
Unique.
How about you not sue people like Unique?
Yeah, it's not worth it.
That does not ever seem worth it.
I say with $5 says, I'm still surprised Keemstar and Salvo Pancake promoting their new podcast 2 nights ago. Disappointed Salvo didn't do more stand-up. That Salvo Pancake, I think he's the other side of a cringe coin. When he did that thing with, the unfunny, thinks he's a roast battle guy, Def Noodles.
Def Noodles.
When he did that thing with Def Noodles, I thought, these are 2 fucking children, and both of these men are probably pushing 40. I mean, these 2 are both cringe. So I like Keem. I think Keem's great. But that Salvo Pancakes guy, what I've seen of him so far, first of all, he's way too high-strung about this shit.
Okay.
He takes his shit way too seriously. I mean, when he was at that Def Noodles thing and he's shouting and staring him down like this, I kind of had it with that guy after that video. I'm like, all right, this guy's worked himself into a shoot. Like, this guy thinks this shit is all real. I can't be seen with guys like that.
Nope. That's too much. It's too aggressive.
What I love, and Marquis says, I can't stand Keem. I get people that can't stand Keemstar. Number one, he called into this show when we had half the subscribers we do now and way fewer views. And he also, what I appreciate about Keem and will always appreciate about Keemstar is that he knows this is a work.
Yes.
He knows this is all a gimmick. It's a bit. He's a showman. He's a ringleader at a circus.
Yep. He's good at it.
Salvo Pancakes is the tiger at the Siegfried and Roy show who ate Roy. He thinks this thing's a shoot. Wubba Lubba says, I feel like Salvo tries too hard. I agree.
I had something to say about Pat Miletich, though. If there's a rumor going around that he started it, I don't think rumors like that come out of nowhere. Somebody had to have a reason to say he said it.
Somebody did say that Pat Miletich said it. And somebody in our chat said that Pat Miletich said it too.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, a rumor starts somewhere. Like, he probably said something to that effect.
So would you guys like to see Brendan Schaub's response? Why do these 2 wear the gayest fucking clothes possible?
And why does Brendan Schaub cross his legs like a lady?
Why are they always so gay?
I will say, I don't think Brian looks the worst, but
that's true. This time he does.
He seems like pretty just daddish right now. Like, my dad wears clothes like that.
Fair enough.
Brendan's
always gay.
He looks really feminine.
He's always wearing like capri pants.
I know
and
people can't see
shorts.
part of him because of me, but
let's watch Brendan's response to Dana White. Now, this is 11 minutes long. We'll maybe get through 5 minutes of this.
Oh yeah, and is that a bottle of Tiger Thick right there?
I'm sure it is Tiger Thick. Oh my God, the Brendan fans were so mad at me on my last video of Joe making fun of these 2 dipshits.
It's the name of his son.
How do you not know it's the name of his son? Because I don't give a fuck.
We don't care about the kids. We never want to look into someone's kids.
Guys, these people are here strictly to be made fun of. I'm not here to do a fucking A&E biography on him. Do you know how happy I am that I did not know his son's name was Tiger?
Right.
And do you know how upset I am that I now know his son's name is Tiger?
I would have liked to live my life thinking that whiskey was just a stupid name.
Yeah.
And not named after his kid.
It is a dipshit name for a whiskey. Joe Rogan was right about that. But here is Brendan Schaub's response to Dana White.
You bit of a rabble rouser. You bit of a
That
rabble.
was a gay hand motion.
I am not sure. He's Ethan
rouser.
Klein.
What happened?
Well,
Hey, hold on. Let me ask you something. What happened? You read any news site?
well, yeah, I got a lot of.
Hey, what happened?
I got blasted. Apparently,
your boy provides a buzz.
you're stirring the pot a little bit.
Stirring the pot. You know what I'm doing?
What?
Night last night.
What are you doing?
I'm about to. It's Schaub and Friends, right?
Yeah.
Another soda, so it'll be cool,
Yeah.
right?
I can't understand a
What?
word he says anymore.
No. What are you doing?
I think Dana White's right. He should go get checked.
Something doesn't seem right with his head.
He can't fucking talk.
No. He's starting to look like those fighters we played the other day.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, though, with Brendan not having the self-awareness to know when he's been made a fool of. Yeah, your boy provides content. Your boy provides entertainment. Your boy. He thinks that when we make fun of him, or when Dana makes fun of him, or when anybody else makes fun of him, oh, yeah, I got these guys. I'm providing content. Brendan, we're all laughing at you. You're a joke. Your whole empire is falling apart. It's crumbling. Theo Von doesn't want to be attached to you anymore.
Yeah.
At some point, to save your own career, because believe it or not, I do want Brendan around.
I do too. Absolutely.
I want Brendan to do this show until he's old and gray at 42. I want him to stick around because it entertains me. He's a zoo animal to me.
Yes,
I love it.
Never change.
Never
Brendan.
change. But like at some point, to keep your career alive, bro, you're going to have to develop at least a modicum of self-awareness that you're a guinea pig for giggles for most of these people.
Right. Stop saying you owned everyone.
Yeah. I made some news. I provided some content. Yes, Dana White and a whole room full of the UFC press
I got that.
laughed at you because you said something so remarkably stupid.
I'm there with D'Elia, Eric Griffin.
Please don't do quiet brags, but just tell me the story.
I'm not. So
Yeah.
we're all chilling, and then my brother's like, fuck, Dana called you a fucking idiot. And I'm like,
Dana called you a fucking idiot.
fucking idiot. And then
He's very to the point.
well, his vocabulary is hilarious.
But what did you do?
No. We can't let that stand.
Oh,
Brendan, you can make fun of Dana White for a lot of things. You could have shit on him for a lot of stuff. Walk to the trug is not going to criticize someone else's vocabulary. You know, like the people on that Fighter and the Kids subreddit, you know, the guy who says Talmbout is not going to lecture someone else on vocabulary. The fucking balls on this guy.
it was so good. I just wanted to zorb it all.
Yeah. I can't even zorb his vocabulary.
Like, well, and the only reason he said that was because he called him a fucking idiot.
Well, right. Brendan got made a fool. I understand that part. I am being a little hard on Brendan here for comedic purposes, but what is he supposed to do? He's got to fire back with something. He got called a fucking idiot, and the entire room agreed in laughter
Yes.
when they called him a fucking
Right.
idiot.
Like Dana didn't even think that needed further addressing.
Right.
He just got up. He said, I'm fine with that.
He actually didn't even, once he found out it was Brendan, he didn't even call him. He called Pat a fucking idiot. When he found out it was Brendan who said it, it was even worse. He goes, oh, that makes sense.
Par for the course.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What did you do?
Hey, like his vocabulary, dude, does it come with fucking seltzers? What are you doing, dude? You're such a bro. Are you rushing for Sigma
So
Pi
just so
Beta?
you know, before you tell the story, I purposely stayed ignorant. I just got a bunch of
Just
clips
wanna
of
hear from
Dana
me.
calling.
That's actually one of the smartest things Brian Callen's ever done.
I purposefully stayed ignorant. Yes. It's good.
You know what? That should be the quote right under TFATK should be that quote.
It should just be purposefully staying ignorant.
Purposely staying ignorant, the Fighter and the Kid.
calling you like say,
Oh,
and I
fucking
was like,
dummy. Yeah.
what did he
so
do?
that went viral, and then I went, and then I didn't think it was much, on the Schaub show every Monday. I get on there, and because I've had how many fights? Over 15 fights in the UFC. I've been in those
Weigh-ins.
the weigh-ins. So when he goes,
been there.
when he goes, it was so much chaos and mayhem. We have to shut down the weigh-ins. I watched. I went, I bet the footage can be lit. Day goes by, nothing. Another day goes by, nothing. After the fights, I'm like, they're gonna release some of it, nothing. They released one like half-assed video, but it was weak as
So
fuck.
you're
So they wait a minute. So they did release video. It wasn't what you wanted it to be to fit your narrative, so that one doesn't count.
Right.
Interesting, Brendan.
He's slurring a lot of words.
A lot. Yeah, you can't criticize someone's vocabulary and talk like that.
So I was like, let's just go through the math here.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, great. Brendan's going to do math.
This should be good.
It is good. Remember to carry the one, Sasquatch.
Yes.
what are you saying?
This is what I'm saying.
Or are you just asking questions?
I'm asking questions. So, but here's my question. There's 26 fighters on the card, on that particular card.
It's not a
Each
question.
fighter gets minimum 2 cornermen. So let's say 2 to 3. If you have the main event, you can have 5, right? And there's basically 2 main events. So that's if they both...
Calculator, please.
So 5 times...
Even Brian knows he's dealing with a dummy. It's like, Brendan's getting into double digits, guys. Don't make him look like a bigger dipshit.
Calculator, please.
Yeah.
you know, so
Oh, man.
so you know, so you have 20 there.
78 before?
So 78 total, but let's say the main event. So and then you include staff and security. Let's just round it down to a nice number like 100. Well, at those weigh-ins, guys are bored as shit. Everybody's on their phone to entertain them, and they're getting their mind off the fight. Everybody's on their phone. So if there was mayhem, what would happen?
Hold on.
No,
You just put it
air
in quotes.
Air quote. Mayhem.
You're already saying there.
No, I'm just saying. No, look, mayhem.
So basically what we're finding out here, and this is a pretty boring clip, but Brendan's response to Dana White calling him a fucking idiot for having a dipshit take is he's explaining how he got to his dipshit take.
Sure.
Again, I will say to Brendan what I would have said to Dana about the conspiracy theory in the first place. I would not have addressed this. I would have moved on.
It's pretty weak, yeah.
You looked like a fucking idiot in front of, and you weren't even there.
Yep.
The entire UFC press corps laughed its ass off at you, and now you're going to defend it by going, oh, I know it sounds fucking dumb what I said, but here's how I got to the dumb thing that I said. Now, if you just would have told us that, it was a theory that popped into my head, so I said it, all right, defensible. You actually put thought into this? Like you were putting together a conspiracy board and it
Yeah.
made sense to you?
No one else would have had this take.
So if there was mayhem for the biggest UFC, this never happened before because there's never been drama in the UFC. Also, there's no camera crew at all venues.
You're saying nobody has cameras on their phone.
Oh, it's so weird, man. So to me, when he said that, all I said is like, I'm not a big conspiracy guy. If you want to talk about JFK Jr., I'm your Huckleberry. You want to talk?
I'm your Huckleberry. Make it stop. No, actually,
He
keep
did
going.
not just say, I'm your Huckleberry.
I just...
The only benefit of the doubt I can say is that he calls Brian B, but I definitely think he fucked that up. He fucked
do
up
too.
the line, I'm your Huckleberry.
I think he meant to say, I'm your Huckleberry B.
He just said,
he's talking to him.
He did one of the most common movie references in the
Ever?
history of movies, and he butchered it.
Talk about Charles Manson. I read Chaos. I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah.
Outside that,
He did it twice.
Did it twice.
Oh my God. No.
Bro, I'm your Huckleberry. Bro, stupid is does stupid.
Stupid is does stupid.
Bro, you either get busy living or you get busy living a different way.
Oh my God. I only want this now.
Brendan Schaub does movie quotes.
But the wrong way.
You know, you could get a good look at a butcher's T-bone by his ass looking at a bull. But it would have to be your box.
Your box.
Not really sure that's how it works.
This is wonderful.
Oh my God. I want to go to the chat for this one. I'm sure they've got some great movie quotes for us. All right. Yo, I got two guns. One for people that are there, and then there's another one that the other people this can be for.
Jack, I'll let go never.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
Let's go to the chat, and then we'll get back into Brendan's response. I want to see what they've got for Brendan Schaub movie lines. Yeah, when the rabbits are there, I'll take care of them, George.
It really is George and Lenny. That's all I see watching those two.
Great Nate says, life is like a box of rockets.
Life like sometimes finds a way or something.
Revan says, you know, Frederick fucking Champagne. Jesus. I'm your Huckleberry. And he said it twice. He had a chance to get it right the second time.
He doubled down on it.
Informal warfare. Why, Johnny Ringo, you don't look so good, B.
You got me. Hand in the biscuit bowl.
He's down on the creek, B, swimming in the water.
You're going to end up in a truck down by the lake.
Seek, go do the treasure. Brendan Schaub's line, always go full retard, B.
Oh, You were the unchosen one.
You were supposed to force the lead in darkness and light and not darken the lightness. Oh. I am preventable.
Oh. I am preventable.
You'd all be alive now if it wasn't for my David. Oh, man. We will not nightly quiet when it's time. We will not surrender fighting with a plane. Today we declare Halloween. Fuck. When life gives you lemons, I peed my pants, B.
That's a good one.
Do you think you're punk lucky? Revan says, and you can take that to the check cashing place. Everybody knows, B, that's a quote from the movie Tombstone.
Is you is, or is you ain't, my Huckleberry.
Informal warfare. We will not surrender on a plane. We will not surrender on a train. You can't handle the way that it is, B. Get busy living your best life, B. Zed's alive, honey bunny.
Oh.
All right, on back to Brendan responding to Dana White. I'm your Huckleberry.
Someone said get my scalps be.
Someone said, Aaron, you're wrong. He says, I'm your hucklebearer.
No.
You're making a Brendan Schaub joke. Please tell me you're making a Brendan Schaub joke. I shouldn't even have to make this up for you. I'm your... I shouldn't even need to say this. What does Doc Holliday mean when he says, I'm your Huckleberry? Yeah. I don't even like that I even looked that up to prove that.
Yeah, that kind of feels dirty. I don't like that.
That makes me feel terrible. Revan says, do I have a sign in my front yard that says dead thick boy storage? They call me Mr. B. You're going to need a bigger boat, B, says Keeping It Horror. Oh. Ryan the Garbage Man says, them sirens loved him up and turned him into a frog. Buddy Travis says, darn, B, if you want a heifer burger with cheese, just turn around and say you want a heifer burger with cheese.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Little Emmy says, it is Hucklebearer, but Val Kilmer misspoke and said Huckleberry. Well, if he said it, that's what the line is.
Right. I did see when you were trying to look it up, there was one that said, I'm your Hucklebearer.
Yeah, I get that the saying is that.
That doesn't even make sense,
guys,
though.
The movie reference is Huckleberry. If you say Hucklebearer, you're doing the line wrong.
What does a Hucklebearer mean?
That's like saying, actually, the Forrest Gump line was, dumb is as dumb does. That doesn't mean if you say that, you're getting it right. All right. I love how we're making fun of how stupid Brendan Schaub is, and now we have to tell people how movie lines work at the same time.
Yeah, I don't like that. If he said, I'm your Huckleberry, that's it.
That's what the line is.
I don't care if that was an accident.
Chris says, I'm your pallbearer. Balls Deep says, B, make like a tree and get the fuck out of here. Cambodian River Pig says, say what you want. Schaub lives in a $4 million mansion and drives a Ferrari. He was also the number 10 ranked heavyweight in the world. How many people can claim to have accomplished as much? Hey, look, if my whole bit we're doing here was about how Brendan Schaub is broke and was never a UFC fighter, that would make a whole fuck ton of sense. This is making fun of the fact that he's stupid. Dana White made him look like a fucking buffoon, and he's somehow trying to play it off as a W. That's all. You want to say, people say that in the videos too when you post them. Like, he's made a lot of money and he was a UFC fighter. Absolutely. And if I ever said at any point in the video that he was not a UFC fighter and didn't have any money, that would absolutely be a fair criticism. Let's continue on. Joe Biden has had a long history of service to this country.
Yes, he has.
He's still a dog shit president.
Doesn't mean it was good service.
Yes.
I'm looking for my
people,
truffle
I entertain
cow.
flat earth. I don't entertain a lot of this shit. But when it comes to that, I just have some questions.
You're just asking questions?
And I'm a fucking dummy?
Well,
Yes.
Maybe don't say it like that.
I'm sorry. Was that question rhetorical? I'm just asking questions, and I'm a fucking Brendan. There are no stupid questions. Just stupid people named Brendan who ask them.
Sometimes.
Well, here's the thing. You can't call another grown man a fucking dummy at a press conference.
Oh yeah,
Really?
Dana White did.
I mean, I feel like that's happened a lot.
Yeah. This can't be the first time you've heard this, Brendan.
And I'm just gonna lay back and be chill. Because here's the other thing.
It's pretty funny.
It's funny, but also not that.
There's something about those.
I love how Brian is like, it was pretty funny when he called you a fucking idiot.
Yeah, so Brian's like not on his side either.
Yeah, Brendan is like, hey, you can't go to a press conference and call someone a fucking dummy. And Brian's like, as a professional comedian, I have to say, it was hilarious. And Brendan, as a wannabe comedian, you have to admit, the whole room that one line from Dana White got more laughs than the Gringo Poppy got in 25 minutes and 5 takes.
Yeah, and even Brendan's friend here, Brian, earlier said, I was purposely trying to stay ignorant to this. Like,
Right.
he didn't want to hear about it because he knew that his buddy looked bad.
And then he also goes, it was pretty funny.
There's something about when you call somebody what you'd call somebody when you were in middle school. That cracks me up. Like just going, you're a dumb.
You know what's funny?
Brian is throwing Brendan under the bus right now, at least in this part of the video. He's like, come on, man. It is, because Brendan's whole thing is like, Dana White shouldn't call people dummies. He's a fucking it's bullshit. He's being childish. And Brian's like, no. Come on. It was funny. Like just undercutting his boy at every turn.
About it.
Brian, if Brian can ever get forgiven for his Me Too shit, he's going to Theo Von it out the fucking door.
Oh.
He has $400 million in the bank and then still calls people fucking dummies.
Dana gets emotional. Dana's an emotional guy,
You
right?
get to do
Yeah,
that.
sure. We can, try to help him as much as we can, and I get it.
You can't use how much money you have as this, like Cambodian River Pig just said. You can't use how much money you have as a buffer to the haters be. And then when you get shit from another rich guy, use his wealth as a reason he can't make fun of you.
Right, and also the reason, like, he has $400 million, so I think he gets to say that about
Right.
anyone he wants.
You get to call anyone. It's when you're broke that you
That's
can't call
fuck
certain
you
people
money.
fucking dummies. Yeah.
My thing is that, why don't they print all the stuff I say good about him? When's the last time you heard me say something bad about him? Go ahead.
I am legitimately concerned about his speech, though.
Yeah, it seems like it's deteriorating quickly.
We can make all the jokes we want, but that's not getting better. And I think it's getting worse. Like his tongue gets in the way of every fucking sentence he speaks.
Yes.
And by the way, why don't they print the good things you say about them? Because nobody gives it. Brendan, they're not printing the conspiracy theory you wrote because they think it's really interesting and thought-provoking. They asked him about it because it's really fucking stupid and it was good for a laugh.
Right, that's not how press works.
Why don't they print the good stuff I say about him? Because, Brendan, nobody actually gives a shit about what you think. They just thought the thing you said was buffoonish and stupid, so they decided to make fun of you. That's the only reason.
He stuck up for our buddy Joe Rogan. I went, you know what? And go ahead and play the fucking tape back for all the people that are balls deep in this. I went, you know what? Because what he did for Rogan, it's not my story to tell. I've never told the story. I went, I'm going to quit being so hard on Dana. I don't know how the company goes, so I'm going to quit nitpicking everything that he does.
I think Brendan should stay away from words like nitpicking before he gets canceled accidentally.
I know.
Fair, because you've said a lot of times, I don't know what it's like to run the UFC, so for me to criticize Dana.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, I could.
Yeah, but don't you throw that all out the window once you say it was totally a conspiracy? Dana organized it so that they could drum up support for the pay-per-view.
Yes, this kind of looks like somebody who made someone mad and then they're asking, why are you mad? I don't like that.
You know what? You're right. That's exactly what this is. Brendan is defending himself from something he doesn't have to defend himself from. Brendan, we all had a laugh at your expense. It was great, and we all moved on. You defending yourself from the dipshit thing you said is not making it better. But then again, like we said earlier, in this dipshit's mind, he's never taken an L in his life.
Exactly.
This guy's undefeated in these battles.
And in this, like, as far as Dana knew at the time, somebody had really, like, alleged something of his business and the business that's the only reason he has $400 million. And that didn't look good, so he gets to be mad about that, too.
Yeah. Let's go to the chat here. I like letting other people make fun of Brendan. Then we'll play the Ariel Helwani clip.
Okay.
A little bit of that. Ariel wanted to... He can't help himself. When Brendan looks like a dipshit, Ariel's got to jump in because he has battered Brendan into submission numerous times.
It's a good day for Ariel.
Balls Deep says, Brendan needs to be glad Dana doesn't view him as a credible threat. Exactly. Quit Begging says, they drew first straw, B. They drew first straw. Dad says, well, you know you made it if White even says your name. Dana White didn't say his name. The press person said his name.
Yeah.
Dana didn't even think about Brendan.
He just said, oh, that makes sense.
Standalone Cakecorn says, Brendan thinks he has actually said something that has moved the needle intellectually. What a buffoon. Yeah.
I do agree with that comment where he's lucky that Dana White doesn't see him as a credible threat, because that type of accusation could get you sued, could it not?
No, I don't think so, because he said, I think
Okay.
what this looks like to me. No, I don't think that's actionable.
Okay.